Hello, YouTube. God, such a dysfunctional, frustrating day today. Nothing particularly happened when I got over to Maya. The bartender, one thing kind of unusual, the bartender recognized me from being out at the last bar that I went to last night. I feel bad, as per always, I don't remember her name, but there were so many people I was hanging out with, and she remembered me, so that's worth something. But yeah, she said Moose doesn't come in until the evening, which doesn't surprise me. I'm used to seeing him there at night when I go there at night, so not a big shock that he wouldn't be there, at noon if he's regularly there in the evening. So anyway, I chilled there and talked with her. Not much about anything substantive, but just about the frustrations I've had trying to work in the last year and year and a half, and which kind of went into a discussion of, well, why don't you do Instacart? And I'm like, oh yeah, background checks. Felony for 25 years ago prevents me from doing anything like that. It's funny because every time I tell somebody about that, I so often get the response of, well, doesn't it drop off your record after a certain point of time? Doesn't it? I don't know. It hasn't dropped off mine. I don't exactly understand why or what I can do about it, but I've just kind of come to the conclusion that what was supposed to be probation that ended up being, what was supposed to be a year of probation that ended up being more bullshit than I could deal with and drive a cab, and then what was supposed to be a 1 year after time served prison sentence is actually turned out to be somewhat of a life sentence, and it's really frustrating. And I don't think there's any way to ever make it go away, or ever, for me ever to, I feel like I'm sentenced to a life of being penalized and struggling because of something was completely out of my control 25 years ago. Because 25 years ago, the mental health system was inadequate to help me in a time of crisis. And the criminal justice system was so just, about getting convictions instead of actually looking at, situations and trying to come up with some kind of justice. I feel like I'm a huge casualty of the past. As I'm driving along here on my way to my one remaining gig at Bullock's, on the eve of my 51st birthday, I don't really feel like I want to be another year older. Hopefully I get some good vibes when I get to the bar, but anyway, I did give the bartender my card and asked her to pass it on to Moose, and just kind of remind him that I've got 6 nights a week available. I don't need to be so fixated on Thursdays. But it's 8 o'clock and I haven't got any phone calls from anybody I left cards with. No emails, no phone calls, no emails, no texts from anybody looking to book me. There was one random phone number I missed a call from, and I called it back, and I got a voicemail that didn't identify whose number it was, that said something about having their phone being wet and damaged. They would try to return my call when they could. So I have no idea if that was somebody hoping to book me for a job, but I'm awfully doubtful. so hot and frustrated, tired, and depressed. I just couldn't do anything. I just went back home and crawled in bed, and I barely got up in time to do my show. And when my depression hits me, it's really debilitating. And I need a breakthrough. I need an opportunity. I need an open door right now. As I enter in the edge of my birthday, I just feel like I have absolutely no positivity in my future at all. And I don't know, it's like a friend I was rolling around with yesterday was so, hey, you made some, and she even got to text me today, she's like, well, you made some great connections yesterday, and, some just positive networking. I'm sure you'll be hearing back from people, but I don't know, I haven't heard back from anybody today. I've literally been handing out cards for, I forget when I got my cards, but even before I got my good cards, Priscilla had printed some for me, and it seems like I've been handing out cards for the better part of a year, and I haven't, other than Thursdays at Bullock's and that wedding that I did, which now is almost a month ago, I haven't had anything at all. No offers, no opportunities, no inquiries, nothing. And I'm at a point now where the expense of pursuing it is just, I don't have the funds to pay my bills. I don't know how I'm paying my electric bill tomorrow. And I really should have called SRP today. That was, yes. I don't know. Like, there's other things I should have done today, but after just how bad everything went at Trough, followed by RTO Sullivan's, followed by Maya, and just the steady stream of no calls, no emails, no messages. I just find I'm too depressed to deal with anything. I don't know. I'm kind of ready to be a tent dweller, avoiding LAPD down by the beach. So, gosh, what other news is going on? So I've been pretty steadily trying to, upload these vlogs when I'm on Wi-Fi, and I should do it more when I'm at home. I've got solid Wi-Fi at home still, but because I've been doing so many, I've been trying to do it at other places when I can. Of course, California for a couple of days last week, so that kind of precluded me using home Wi-Fi, and I'm sure there's a setting I can do to stop it from happening, but I find what's been going on is I have these large video files uploading to YouTube, and I'm on Wi-Fi, and presumably they're uploading a Wi-Fi, but then at some point the Wi-Fi gets disconnected, and they keep slowly uploading on my 4G connection. Anyway, consequently, I've completely used up my data for my high-speed data for Cricket, and I don't think I've ever used it up this early in the month. It's the 5th. I don't think it resets till like the end of the month. So I'm looking at August with an exceptionally crippled phone. And if something doesn't radically change, I mean, when it does renew and I get my what do you call it? Forget what the hell you call it. When I get my, when I would get my high-speed data back, I don't believe I'm going to have the money to pay that phone bill anyway. So I'm going to be just completely off the radar. I don't know, maybe I should be looking into getting like an Obama phone at this point. This is an unlocked. I'm still using this phone. It's a while back since I vlogged about it, but when I had my phone that I bought as a refurb from Cricket a couple of years ago, it dropped it and broke in half. And this one here was one that was basically built with a brand new screen, or I believe a new replacement screen, and then a old refurbished phone that was missing a screen by the guy that has a little independent mobile repair shop at right next to Bullock's. And by the way, I've loved the phone. I don't know if that guy's ever going to find my vlogs, but really happy with the phone. And I probably can get on some kind of cheaper, less frustrating phone service at this point. Cricket used to be a phenomenally great deal, but it just doesn't feel like they're that competitive anymore. But I don't feel like I'm getting a particularly good deal, especially when I'm constantly running out of data and getting throttled like this. I've heard Mint Mobile is pretty cool, and inexpensive. Now, granted, I think it requires like 6 months prepayment, but that's. I think I could justify throwing that on a credit card. I still got quite a bit of available credit. Things I'm thinking about. I do wonder if like one of these Obama phone tech companies, like to me the problem would be going to a crappy phone like this. Granted, this is a dated phone, but it's not a crappy phone. It was in fact, it was, the iPhone 6s Plus was an extremely premium phone in its time. And honestly, I feel like it holds up really well now. And for me, who doesn't like the design trends in newer phones, it's a real happy medium for me. And the idea of being on a super cheap, free phone, it's not appealing. But I do wonder if maybe I could get, since this is an unlocked, rooted phone, I wonder if I could maybe get it onto one of those services. I don't know. I guess I got some looking up to do. Try to keep my communications from going from bad to gone. Anyway, I got one more mile to go here. This is Camelback Road exit. So I'm almost to Bullock's. Did get a call from the bar today. There's a football game today. I don't follow football whatsoever. So they wanted to know if that cord that I was letting them use was available. They wanted me basically to hook up sound. I guess Gary was there handling it, but didn't know where the cord was. So I told them. Hopefully they got that handled. So I don't know if I'm rolling into a football game or not. I absolutely don't have any interest whatsoever in football. In fact, somebody was talking about football, and I was like, yeah, there's only one thing that matters to me when I notice it's football season. And she was like, what? I said, that's my cue that it's about time for college gymnastics season. I actually enjoy watching that. So, anyway. Yeah, hopefully the game is on. I got a good solid hour to get set up, and I can generally set up in less time than that. So I'm not putting myself in a time bind, and that's a good thing. In fact, I'm there soon enough, I can probably get a couple of beers in and try to get rid of this mental funk. Out of my head. It's doom and gloom, and it feels like my future is. Anyway. At least I'm not that guy. Walking in an open pedestrian area, flying a sign. I did tell the bartender at in Maya, I was getting to the point I was feeling so desperate that I felt like it was almost time to dress down and go fly a sign on the side of the road in Panhandle. She laughed at me, and I'm sure it came off like a joke, but I wasn't really joking. Sean Paul, fun times. Monday I went out with the friend that I mentioned I was going to pick up. We went to karaoke at Sazerac, Pablo's show, and I did, and it was awful. I mean, it was awful, but it was fun. But I did Temperature by Sean Paul, and anyway, yeah, I don't think I'll be doing Sean Paul tonight. That was awkward, but it was fun. And by the time I got to sing, the crowd had really thinned out, but anyway, that was a nice diversion. God, I just hope I can get mentally in my zone, because I'm really not right now. Anyway, not much else to say. Thanks for watching, thanks for caring, and yeah, referrals for gigs would be much appreciated right now.